Trees couldn't speak and couldn't tell what is wrong with me. We have to have some understanding and to understand the trees. And if we use vibrated water, which produced by Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, and through her vibration, and we use this vibrated water in a wood, in a forest, or in a farm, not only we increase our crops, but we get a very healthy wood, and through this very good and nice environment. Thank you very much.
10 times आपका क्रॉप बढ़ सकता है वाइब्रेशन से, और इतना बड़ा समझ लीजिए 2 फीट डायमीटर का सूरज फूल निकला, उसमें से पाव से उसका जो होता है सनफ्लावर्स ऑयल केम आउट ऑफ इट। ये सब कुछ सहयोग से हो सकता है। सहयोग से आपके एनिमल हस्बेंड्री ठीक हो सकती है। और ये जितना भी इन्होंने यूज किया है सीड, इट इज ऑर्डिनरी सीड। ऑर्डिनरी सीड को यूज करके बनाया तो एक कमाल है, एक करिश्मा है। पर ये अगर परमात्मा की चीज है तो करिश्मा होना ही चाहिए। पर पहले तो परमात्मा पे ही हम लोगों का विश्वास नहीं, चलो नहीं हो तो भी ये डिवाइन चीज कहिए कि डिवाइन वाइब्रेशन से इस तरह से चीजें होती हैं। इन्होंने सिद्ध करके दिख गया। अब ये ईरान के थे पहले, फिर बाद में अब ऑस्ट्रिया में बहुत बड़े एग्रीकल्चर के इंचार्ज है। इन्होंने बहुत वहां पर एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए हैं और उस पर लिखा हुआ है। और यहाँ पर भी 2-4 यूनिवर्सिटीज में इनके लेक्चर्स वगैरह हुए थे इस बात पर। नाउ आप करेंगे मिश्रा जी थोड़ी सी बात, फिर बताइए आपका क्या। 1 मिनट। ये डॉक्टर मिश्रा हैं, कनाडा से आए हैं और बड़े विद्वान हैं। जी
बहुत मोटे तौर पर आप बता सकें कि सहज योगा से क्या तात्पर्य आपका एज एक्सरसाइज?
सहज का मतलब है सह माने आपके साथ, ज माने पैदा हो।
ये कितनी देर की एक्सरसाइज से मतलब है?
कोई एक्सरसाइज नहीं साहब।
फिर क्या मतलब है?
ऐसे ही बैठे बैठे हो जाएगा। आप आराम रखिए, अभी हो जाता है। उसमें कुछ करना नहीं है।
Her Holiness Shri Mataji, Nirmala Devi, and friends. I'm Dr. Ram Mishra. I work at McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I'm full professor of psychiatry and biomedical sciences. I'm also consultant to United Nations, consultant to WHO. And I'm here to provide you some proof which you're asking for Sahaja Yoga. Gentlemen just have left. There are a class of peptides in the human system called endorphins. Now these endorphins play a major role in terms of relieving pain, relieving stress, and give you relaxation. They are also involved indirectly in cardiovascular and cancer disorders. So what we did, as a scientist, I generally want to see actual proof. In the test tube, I want to see what is really happening. So we called 20 Sahaj yogis and 20 non-Sahaj yogis, and after 15 minutes of meditation, we took the blood from both groups, and we found that the endorphin levels are about 50 to 60% higher in those people who practice Sahaj Yoga for 15 minutes. Now, mind you, these peptides also go up through other meditations, like you do simple yoga, and you do the acupuncture, Chinese medicine, Chinese technique to cure the pains. So those things also causes the increase. But the bad thing about the acupuncture is that the levels goes back to the basal levels. So they go back to the below normal levels and you have the pain again. Through Sahaja Yoga, you can maintain these constant levels. And I can show you the chart here. Here, I don't know if you can see or not, but there are non-Sahaj yogis and Sahaj yogis, and there's a big increase in the male Sahaj yogis compared to the female. There is an increase in the females also. But since these endorphin levels are regulated by menstrual cycles, so there's slightly less increase in the females compared to men. And here is the laboratory proof in Canadian people, like these are not Indians, but they are Canadians who have been practicing Sahaj Yoga. That's what I'd like.
At the end, we'll have.
May I
Yes,
like to I don't dispute the benefits of yoga to the mind and the body. If the disturbed mind under stress, tension, I've no doubt that it does bring a certain equilibrium in your body. But what I have not been able to understand are the claims made by practitioners of yoga and meditation and bringing about the peace of mind, is that nothing worthwhile in the world has been created by a mind at rest. All the best works of art, literature, science, everything have been created by highly agitated minds, almost on the verge of a breakdown. Can you give me any instances of people who achieved what you call realization, if they have made any worthwhile contribution to thinking, literature, art, science, anything?
तो आपका क्या कहना है सिद्धार्थ जी? पीस आनी चाहिए ना? That's what you want, to have peace, isn't it?
I don't want peace.
See,
of
this
mind.
is correct. I agree.
I have
No,
enough
I
peace.
agree with you entirely. It is through agitated mind, everything has happened like that. Now, we have to find a solution or not.
Solution to what?
Solution is there. Solution is within ourselves.
I have no problem. All I'm suggesting is if you bring the mind at rest to peace, you'll create nothing except peace of mind, and it's not worthwhile.
No. You see, when you are peaceful, you are the best. Then you become much more creative. In a turmoil, what will you create? Think of a person who is in a turmoil. He'll only create turmoil.
No.
Only, of course.
All the great poets of this world were in a mind
we
of
have
turmoil.
created poets. In Sahaja Yoga, you'll be amazed. There are people he was a chartered accountant, and he's become such a great poet today. We have so many poets who have come around. You ask Amjad Ali, he will tell you that through Sahaja Yoga only he developed his faith. So many of musicians have come out of Sahaja Yoga. They will openly say that. You can ask them. You see, it is the peaceful mind only can create, not the turmoil. Never. Gregor, will you please speak? I think you better speak now. This is Gregor Calverti Martin, who is in the Union, and he is from the United Nations, and he'll tell you that he's seeing turmoil in United Nations also, and all that.
I can only quote the greatest poet in the Urdu language, who was dead against all this practice of meditation and bringing peace of mind, Allama Iqbal. खुदा तुझे किसी तूफान से आशना कर दे कि तेरी बहर की मौजों में इस्तिराब नहीं. There's no movement in your mind. You're not agitated. He constantly uses the word talatum.
All right, we got your point. Thank you very much.
Agitation cannot give you any solution, sir. Never. Agitation will create more agitation. Only the peace.
No, I think there is a misunderstanding. And the misunderstanding is that by meditation we do not mean passivity.
No, not at all.
Shri Mataji. No, sorry, I don't understand anything about medicine. I'm just arriving from New York. A bomb blew under the Trade Center. I'm arriving in a country where bombs blow all over the place. This is not very peaceful. I am aware of the involvement of the United Nations in Bosnia, where Muslims kill Croatians who are Catholics, who kill Serbs who are Orthodox, who kills Muslims who are Bosnians. So this is a bit of creative agitation perhaps, but it's not the kind I enjoy. What I'm trying to say is that Sahaja Yoga, I see its relevance in political terms today, because the greatest destabilizing factor, now that the ideologies have gone, that there is no Marxism and capitalism to each other's heads off, is the revival of fundamentalism, the revival of fanaticism. And what I found in Sahaja Yoga is through an experience of consciousness, you find out that what the major instructors of mankind were saying is that there is a way within oneself to touch that place which is pure energy, and that gives a state of mind which, and I'm sorry that the word disturbs you, which is peaceful, but you could also call it energetic, because it's an extraordinarily energizing condition of mind. So I feel that if we want to go beyond religious conflict. We want to go beyond this absolutely murderous folly which might destroy hundreds of thousands of human lives. One has to go back to the core of religions. Religion comes from the Latin religare, which means to unite, and religion is to unite man with his own being. And this is what Sahaja Yoga is about. As a byproduct, you have medical effects, of which I don't understand anything. Thank God I have so many friends who are doctors and can talk about it. But that peace is the peace of the being, and that is the condition in which Einstein found the relativity theory. It is the condition in which Michelangelo painted the roof of the Sixtine Chapel, and it is the condition in which Leonardo da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. Now, these are no means artists, and they were realized according to the teachings of Shri Mataji. Now, Shri Mataji, nobody is prophet in his own country. She is the most impressive, the most complete, the most erudite, and I should say sophisticated spiritual leader of this time. And it blows my mind that in our own country, people have so much difficulty to recognize it, because from this country so many crooks have come out. So many fake spiritual leaders have come out, who have made millions of dollars on the naivety of the Western seekers, selling their meditation course to become rich. Now, these are people who have private fleets, private airports. This is nonsense. Rajneesh was taken out of the US with manacled hands because of all the indecent things he had been doing. Now, we have found out, I'm saying we as a Western seeker, somebody who is truly genuine, who is truly powerful, and who can give self-realization. And that's the message that we would like to pass on to you. Sorry, Shri Mataji, I'm
I
always
will
getting
answer you to you, I understand. Now let us see from where do the problems come in. They come from human beings. They don't come from trees. They come from human beings. There's something wrong with human beings. Now what is wrong with human beings? You take it as a hypothesis, whatever I'm saying. I say it is your centers, your chakras. Because your chakras are out of gear, you have your physical problem, your emotional problem, also mental problem, and all these kind of political, and you can call it social, and all kinds of problems come because human beings are imperfect. There's something wrong with it. All right? Now, if by some method you can correct them, then why not do it? Now see, I'm 70 years of age. I'm traveling all over the world. If you see my schedule, you'll say, Mother, how you do it? I'm not feeling anything. I mean, you won't call I am a person who's just sitting down in somewhere in Himalayas and just nothing of the kind. They are all working. They are all very dynamic. And they are producing very good results everywhere. Now he is a person